You know, people breaking the law is annoying. But there's nothing more annoying than a sniveling little shit who will break the law and offend another person and then not have the decency to prove that they are in fact superior in any way to that other person. Don't fuck with somebody unless you got something. Okay? It's just that simple. Don't try to fuck somebody over unless you got something. Don't offend somebody. Don't violate the law that is meant to protect somebody right in front of them unless you are saying right then, you are declaring to the world, this motherfucker is inferior to me and I can beat his ass at my leisure. Okay? That's what you're saying when you commit a crime in front of somebody that violates them. You're saying, I am superior to you in every way. So then, when you run my fucking kid's bus stop and I chase you down to the goddamn intersection and pull my car up next to yours and fucking block your goddamn front door and you pull off like a little bitch, you're not adhering to these principles of basic fucking manhood. So yeah, I've been having a lovely morning so far. AC finally got fixed, then a cold front came in. And then forgot to put the heater on last night. Wound up fucking 59 degrees by the time I woke up this morning. And I actually did sleep last night. I slept like a normal person. I slept fucking 8 hours from like 9 o'clock at night to 5 in the morning. That's fucking crazy. Speaking of crazy, the fact that I put these socks again. The fact that I put these dirty ass socks on again, that's kind of crazy. But they're my big warm fluffy socks and it was cold and I didn't fucking have any other quick socks to grab. But these, oh, I think they've lived past their usefulness. They certainly smell ripe enough to harvest. Just like, motherfucker, if you're gonna run my kid's bus stop, least you could do is take a couple of fucking shots at me. You know, pull out your gun. Go ahead. See if you can hit me where the fucking LK couldn't. I mean, it might have been the Crips, but I was pretty sure it was fucking LK at the time. See if you could hit me where Tribe couldn't when they was fucking standing point blank. Hmm? And by standing, I mean sitting, because they're a bunch of fat motherfuckers. And I don't mean big and happy. I mean fucking fat. Like, just, do you ever do anything kind of fat? Like, just enough muscle to lift something to their face kind of fat. That's why I wasn't really worried about him being able to aim. But yeah, I'd be happier right now if somebody had fucking shot at me. Because that's how much of a bitch this motherfucker just was. With his fucking big red Chevy fucking pickup truck. It was only $1,500, but still. You don't fucking buy those damn 1500s for any other reason than they look big. Just cruise right through the fucking bus stop. CRV said, fuck this dude, let's go. I got him to 150. And me, I still got my expired license. Did that stop me? No. I'd be like, nope, you can take my ass to jail, just take this motherfucker to jail too. But you know, I'm me, so they wouldn't take me to jail. Apparently Jeff Bezos thinks they're not going to take him to jail. But actually, Intel Corporation should be the one to go after Jeff Bezos. Well, that seems rather random, Sean. Could you maybe explain and back that up? Sure, little, 0 viewers who are watching. I'll explain to my imaginary friends. There's nobody watching right now. Well, it still says 0 people. I don't know. People can be watching these days, and it doesn't even fucking tell me anymore, so I don't know. Okay, something I observed in real time. This is nothing that I've read, okay? At about the time when Amazon was born, there was an emerging CPU company called AMD. And there actually were some processor companies that I can't even remember that had come out that time. One was a cheap Korean processor. I forget the name of it. But suffice to say, AMD was going to be successful, whereas the other ones weren't. And AMD's only main competitor was Intel. However, a couple years after AMD started making its processors, a company called Amazon went from selling books to selling computer parts and televisions and monitors. And they just happen to have some AMD processors that weren't made by AMD. It's kind of tragic that I don't see any evidence that this ever got investigated. As far as everyone understood at the time, these were coming from Saudi Arabia, to which everybody replied, where the fuck in Saudi Arabia are they making microprocessors? Bear in mind, this is the late 90s. And somebody with connections to Saudi Arabia and a whole bunch of people in and from Saudi Arabia, shortly after this, tried to destroy our country. And let's face it, because of their ongoing plan that we continue to just not figure out, they've been successful. You know, there was only one person on the planet, one country, that could have possibly, having the government been invested in that kind of technology for decades prior, that would have the knowledge, the know-how, and the physical means to create such devices. And a history of making, black market knockoffs that it can blame China for. Russia. Russia has been in a cooperative agreement trying to out-impress us in regards to China. They do this by stealing technology for the Chinese to produce. And, of course, teaching the Chinese, in some ways, to hack. Now you think, oh, Chinese characters, there's so many of them, it must be so much easier to hack the American. No. No, the fact that it's different is what makes it so difficult. Russians, to be a person who is thoroughly educated in the Russian language is to be a natural-born cryptologist. There is nothing more conducive towards hacking any Western character set than how they currently raise Russian hackers. And it's not just because of the Russian. It's because if you speak Russian, other languages seem easy. And it's not just a matter of Russian being that much harder. Farsi's fucking hard, right? Tibetan, there's a lot of hard languages out there. But Russia is basically a cryptologized version of Greek, German, Spanish. It basically is a cryptograph. So now, after my little Bezos rant, Bezos is back in the news. What's interesting is that every time Rachel Maddow posts one of these big clips, that it's kind of hard to get to show up on the recommended, like it just doesn't show up as often. Like it'll show up once, and then I gotta go and dig for it because it won't show up again. And then I play it, and then YouTube crashes. There's no error message, no notification, no, do you want to send a report, anything like that. Not just fucking, YouTube just unloads. Only for those longer Rachel Maddow videos. Okay. That is a pattern I didn't think I was going to wind up detecting. But I've been tracking it. And it is exclusively Rachel Maddow's longer videos that cause that error. The last one being, of course, the one that just caused it, the Amazon Inquirer scuffle, kerfuffle, kaveffy, what? Now I'm gonna make you move, make you dance. Yeah, boy, shake that ass. Oops, I mean girl. Girl, 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 girl. You know you're my world. So obviously I didn't get around to scraping yesterday. So yeah, man. What a little cunt of a redneck. Just wouldn't fucking hold still. So I came inside singing, "Tie me cunt redneck down, sport. Tie me cunt redneck down." So don't stop, get it, get it. Got all you captains in it, watch me as I navigate. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Yeah, I'm just thinking there's this cop I fucking passed on the way back. And I'm like, man, if only I could fucking flash him down in time. But the act of fucking flashing him down and stopping and telling him, and then that motherfucker's gonna be too far away. Tie me cunt redneck down, sport. Tie me cunt redneck down. That redneck's being a cunt whore. Tie me cunt redneck down. You can't outrun my truck. Fuck. You can't outrun my truck. All you can do is buck. Fuck. Because you can't outrun my truck. All together now. Tie me cunt redneck down. Sport. Tie me cunt redneck down. Cunt redneck's being a whore, so tie me redneck. Tie me cunt redneck down. Stop for the fucking bus, Gus. Stop for the fucking bus. You don't want me causing a fuss, Gus, so you might as well stop for the bus. All together now. Tie me cunt redneck down, sport. Tie me cunt redneck down. Tie that cunt redneck down, sport. Tie that cunt redneck down. Wait for the bus till it's cool blue. Wait for the bus till it's cool If you don't stop, I might kill you. So wait for the bus till it's cool. All together now. Anyways. So, still nobody here, eh? My thanks to one of two longtime American viewers. Just two. First person warning America about the Russians fucking attacking us. I have two American viewers. Both of them have become very strong supporters, very good friends. And both of them are like figures from previous lives. It's kind of weird. James and Joseph. Wait, the James and Joseph? Yeah, kinda. In a way. It's weird, but yeah, kinda. Fucking surreal when you think about it. Anyways. So just another slow morning with some good coffee. Had a story about Jeff Bezos saying that the National Enquirer is trying to blackmail him, basically. Apparently there's something involving the Enquirer in Saudi Arabia. It's funny, Amazon was basically a mechanism for the black market, while eBay actually, had an accountability mechanism sort of built in. Amazon intentionally sort of scattered its trackability. And you could just appear out of nowhere, sell some shit on Amazon, and fucking disappear forever. And I'm telling you, the Saudis were moving Russian computer components. The Chinese were just learning how to build that shit at that time. We're talking the early to mid 90s. But by 98, they had these fucking, we called them Saudi Arabian chips. But how the fuck did the Saudis build that? If the Chinese were just learning how to build that shit. And AMD was so good at what they did that they put a couple of other competitors out of business. I mean, TI started making microprocessors at that time. Um, and like I said, there was this other little South Korean chip company that I forget the name of. And AMD hadn't even made the Sempron yet. They hadn't even gone, like the newer, cheaper, the Celerons were just coming out. And it was like the Celerons and the AMDs wound up, the cheaper ones made of cheaper materials, the Semprons and the Celerons, okay, which are basically, they give you a good processor speed but a slower bus speed, okay, and a lower L1 cache. You know, the attached cache and the internal cache actually are both smaller. And the floating point allocation unit is usually half the bit rate back then. But it gave you the same bus processor, and it gave you an MMX and floating point module of equal size, and it was a good fucking chip, right? Yeah, I know a little more than the average screwdriver monkey, if you haven't noticed. But the Celerons and those a couple of the early lower end AMDs, and then only the Semprons. That's how it happened. When the Celerons came out and the Semprons came out, you could only find some of the more legacy AMD processors, and then it was nothing but Celerons and Semprons coming from, and these processors would come without any fucking writing on them, okay? You know how like a processor's got the etched writing on top? Have you ever seen a old microchip from back in the day? They're about yay big, they're squares, and they got like usually beautiful writing on them, right? Nothing on these were blank. Good morning, whoever's joined us. Looks like I'm actually able to see today that somebody has, in fact, joined and clicked the like button. Let me go ahead and screenshot that while it's still there. But yeah, it's definitely weird. It's almost like Interpol and everybody has maybe come to trust my instincts. And my little diatribe against Jeff Bezos may have caused something to go on behind the scenes that they are now perhaps signaling to each other through this fake drama. Oh yeah, and I don't sit there and count it as automatically sincere. Miss Maddow is just presenting what she's presenting. I don't even think she necessarily counts as sincere. She seems, at least to me, wise enough to compartmentalize possibilities as I do, to say, oh, this could lead somewhere, if any of it's true, you know? But until it comes out in official, government researched documents, it doesn't even, reach 90% truth status. And I am, and I'm sure Miss Maddow is, wise enough to know that just because something winds up in a government document, still, it's only just kind of the truest thing you have. But that being said, a government document is as trustworthy as the sources and the motivations behind it. And one can only see so clearly into those sources and motivations from the context provided. They are at this point wondering what the hell the real investigation is about. It's starting to seem a lot bigger than basic collusion. I mean, basically what's happened is that collusion has been proven. I mean, just outright. It is now a known fact that the Russians installed Donald Trump with the help via targeting information in their terrorist attack against this country, with the help of the Trump campaign. That's known. Paul Manafort gave the fucking oligarch the shit, okay? They might as well have had fucking special forces laser sights on the Republicans and Democrats that needed to be targeted, both for voter suppression and to make sure that they wouldn't vote for Hillary. Because most people, if you could just make them hate Hillary enough, they didn't actually have time to keep track of shit that was going on to make them realize that Donald Trump was a complete fucking fraud. You know, he says he didn't want to fucking run for president unless he knew he was going to win. At the same time, he says they didn't think they were going to win. Well, guess what, Donnie Bun? You're losing pretty fucking big now. You ran for president just to lose, buddy. You thought you were going to win. You didn't realize that baby Jesus was keeping watch. From my little manger. And I don't think there's enough gold, frankincense, or myrrh in the world for you to be able to pay homage to me. Payment form not accepted. I'm not really up to speed on my commodities brokerage, but I'm not sure if there's a fair exchange rate at this time for any sort of physical material for the potential of all human souls. Let me check the stock exchange again right quick. But I'm pretty sure. Turns out you can't put a value on the fate of mankind. I mean, you can, but I can't. You know, like, the U.S. military can put a value on your child, their future employees, employers, people they do business with. I misspoke and started a list instead. Employers and employees. I realized it applied. All these people. They have a lot more influence on you than you know. have shit. Started actually having to do things and managed to not coordinate what the fuck I was saying. Dingo, really? Oh man. I'm so vaguely close to the point that I was trying to make, but I just can't quite fucking get there. Just too many things happen in succession right after I had like made fun of myself. Oh, if I only had one of them teleprompter things. Just read back what the fuck I was saying, just so I could look back on it. That's just so not helpful. Huh. Damn it, it was like a fucking 3-layer comparative analogy. And I'm remembering some layers, but not the fucking top layer. I know what it started with. Trump is a fucking failure, okay? I'll just say that. Right. Trump is a fucking failure because he fails. Fail. But I was trying to make an analogy. Somewhere in there. Let's explore this brain fart a little further. But I don't remember what I said after that before I started the analogy. The analogy about employers that, you know, acted and dead employee, and you know, I can remember all that, but I can fuck. Coffee, why aren't you working? Have you betrayed me? You're supposed to magically make my brain flawless. Oh no, that's not how coffee works. Shit. It just makes you a little less retarded. I'm gonna need a lot more coffee. Don't stop, get it. Now with you captains in it, watch me as I navigate. Navigate? Yeah, sure. That's like when you're navigating across Minnesota. Or if you're a Navajo that can float. I'm navitating. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, never mind. Like, Navajo. Anybody? As in a Native American tribe. Oh shit. We gotta go. Alright, so I'll be back. And we're back, or I'm back, or somebody's back. Baby got back. Oh. Well, I thought you were going to be cute with Dingo, but you're going to come be cute with me instead. Okay. Hi, Lainey. What's the matter with you, huh? Oh, sweet boy. Okay, fucking camera, Jesus. How cute is that? What? Oh. Hi. Good morning. See why I put up with this shit? And he just puts his paw. Look at this. Look at this. Put his paw right on my paw. Right on my hand. on my paw. Oh, what? Now you look upset because I turned the camera the other way. What? What? Sweet boy, huh? Is like something wrong? Why are you being this nice? I'm like, wait a minute. He's being a lot nicer than usual. What did he do? I scared him when I grabbed my lighter. So, let the presidential harassment begin. Oh, there goes Lenny. Starting with $10,000 and buying 52 units in 3 years? Holy shit. That's some good flipping right there. Oh man, I just thought I thought of a great way to start my my presentation next week. Zillow, Trulia, Redfin are lying to you? No, they just don't have that good at calculators. Ishigo Kurisaki's abilities explained. I'll explain them right now.
It's because he's Jesus.
Piercer of the heavens. Jesus. All of his friends praise to him. Jesus. Calls out to Chad and brings him back to life. Jesus. Winning against all odds. Jesus. Vast governmental mafia conspiracy versus him. Jesus. First protector. Jesus. Talks to ghosts because he's Jesus. It's anime Jesus, basically. Anime Kung Fu Baby Jesus. Anyways, Kung Fu Baby Jesus this morning was about to just smack the shit out of another redneck who almost ran into the back of the fucking bus. Because I'm just waiting for idiots like him. I'm just waiting for idiots like him.
What?
Who sit there and stare at me instead of the bus in front of them and just start accelerating. And then they have to fucking slam on their brakes and almost fucking run into the back of my bus. And I'm just like, I hope you're looking at me in your rear view. And I'm mouthing, run into the back of my bus and I will kill you. But anyways. So that's not as dramatic of an incident. Just after the first one this morning, I figured, I wasn't getting get in too much trouble driving an expired license because I didn't even have my license on me. Fucker ran the bus stop. So, tie me cunt redneck down, sport. Tie me cunt redneck down. Every bus stop needs to be built like a fort, sport. Unless you tie these cunt rednecks down. So anyways, we're going to be on Fish Tank View only for a while. Feel free to chat. If you chat, I will unmute and respond. But until then, I'm just going to be chilling for a bit. And, yeah, maybe flipping the view of the fish tanks every now and again. You can't outrun my truck, Buck. You can't outrun my truck. My VTEC goes like the fuck, Buck, so you can't outrun my truck. All together now, tie me cunt redneck down, sport.
Hey Lacey, you wanna know how to take a screenshot of a guy? Is it scrotum and balls? You grab his scrotum and his balls at the same time and squeeze, and he takes a screenshot. And the women version is you grab the, you push the clit and the G spot at the same time, and you get a screenshot.
Boom, shaka, shaka, doom, doom, feels good. Boom, shaka, shaka, doom, doom, feels good. Mmm. I had a little burpee under my breathy. So, oh my god, that's a lot of fucking algae in the back there on the overflow box and shit. I should really find the motivation to take care of that. It's just gonna grow back in 3 days. Just like, might as well wait till it clumps up so it's easy to grab. That big outcropping that was on the protein skimmer, well, kind of still looks ridiculous from the... Oh wait, because I'm not looking at the right thing. Let's see, there was like this huge outcropping on there. Just like its own little fucking algae reactor floating on top of the water. Why not? It wasn't blocking anything. Oh, and speaking of algae, can we not leave the intake to the RODI in the sink while we do other things? It goes back on things.
The reason that
Like
I
it
do it the
goes.
way I do it is because when I unhook it, there is a shit ton of water in the line, and it takes forever to drain out. So that's why I usually hook it behind the sink, like behind the faucets, to let it finish draining.
I'm just worried about like shit getting in there.
So I'm just explaining to you that I don't want water dripping all over the floor, so that's why I do what I do.
Just as long as you're not rinsing crap down on top of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fascinating to see how basically a no water change schedule, you know, like I'm doing sand siphoning water changes. That's it. Other than that, I'm just topping it off. You alright, dear? Swallow a furry creature? Or inhale a furry creature? I didn't mean to say swallow. Subliminal. Yeah. You want to swallow my furry creature? I mean, wait, what? I prefer it when you inhale it. Wait, what? Laney was being just catastrophically cute on camera earlier.
Oh, yeah.
He just jumped up into my lap and just started headbutting my face, just over and over again.
Is that why he was yelling at me when I woke up?
I don't know. He had food and water.
Yeah, I know. He was like tripping me and everything, and I go to look to see if he's got food and the bowl's full. And he's just meow.
Like, they took your balls. Why are you still crazy?
Right? Shit's supposed to calm them, not.
I know if I didn't have my balls, I wouldn't be crazy. Wait, what? I would just be, you know, sitting in the kitchen, licking him like he is. Wait, what? Wait, where the fuck? Oh, there he is. Learned to point a camera. He was just going to town a second ago. So anyway, I'm gonna have to start my little presentation next week by saying normally I would have printed out some bullet points and even some full-page diagrams with some guide reference point, you know, designations. You know, like see figure 1A, that kind of thing. I would have done all that if it weren't for the absolute need for secrecy and the inadequacy, the Passamaquoddy, what? The inadequacy It's Passamaquoddy. Okay. Now, the inadequacy of the current cybersecurity of this country in general, of the world in general, right now. If you want to succeed in business, you better keep that shit a secret, boy. If you want to keep something a secret, you better just keep it off of computers. Period. I can't wait to just pull everything off of there.
Ow.
Don't do that, it hurts.
I forgot cane bit my finger and cut through the skin.
Kind of like me with the hot sauce last night.
Yeah, well, fucking teeth got me and then I forgot and just stepped on it.
Oh, I didn't even think I told the damn story about the CRV. CRV pulled a Dodge Ram out of the mud last night, yesterday.
And not the new ones, like a 97. That thing is like a 96, 97.
The old big metal rusty motherfucker. With filled with HVAC tools and equipment in the back. Yeah. Fucking wood and ladders and everything else too.
Like a boss. Surprised the hell out of old boy. He was laughing.
Didn't even, but barely scuff the grass underneath my wheels. It just gripped. All four wheels just. Now, granted, I know how to use a gas pedal better than most.
Oh, somebody left the freezer open outside.
Oh shit. I've been violated. God damn. Ah, it's still cold air. Go back and how about you? Back, I say, back. Where's the chair? Oh, yeah, that was cold enough to just zap my brain. What was I talking about? Holy shit. Oof. I said the temperature was going to keep dropping, but oh. Didn't expect them to be right. Not that right. Oh. Oh, it's probably worse than they fucking. If they're like, the temperature could drop to this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it might. Might not. But if they say the temperature is going to drop to blah, 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 and then get blah, 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 blah. You know, if they go from where it's going to drop immediately to then something else up, you know, like, look over here. They probably, like, don't know just how fucking low it's going to go. Like, seriously, just the door open for 5 seconds just raped the whole fucking atmosphere and just broke its heart. It's frozen. I stretched that a little too far. Did I take a screenshot? Wah, 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 wah. So, let me just make an addendum to what I said about this guy. That one video from 6 years ago, I didn't mean to make it sound like it was crap, like it was useless information. But it was just a little clickbait, okay? People might get their hopes up thinking that they can... It was just a little clickbait, okay? People might get their hopes up thinking that they can, just waltz right into a deal or waltz right into their own home because they watched that video, and somebody with those hopes might focus on one of those options as if it were their solution, and then set themselves up for several years of disappointment. Because it could take you a hot minute in any given area, even in a big city, to find somebody who wants to let you take over their loan payments, somebody who wants to let you pay them monthly for something they own. Not a lawnmower, not a car, and not a house, man. Too many liability issues. But more than that, there's too many perceived liability issues. So, all in all, the thing is, it's not realistic as far as a focus, okay? But that video is still useful if you are somebody who's going to be flipping real estate, okay? And here's why. Those things, while not worthy of focusing on, they're not going to solve your fucking problems. Those things are definitely processes to be aware of and to know how to, say, protect yourself from the liability when you get involved in one. And that's something to keep in mind so you can keep an eye out for those opportunities, basically. But, like I said, focus on that, somebody basically giving you a house and letting you pay them later. You have to be, first of all, as far as keeping an eye out for those deals, it's more than just that as far as, involvement and not depending on it. It's also about the way perception works the other way around is you have to be a successful, house flipper. You have to have a bunch of assets in your name at the time previously. You have to be working on other deals. You have to be considered credible in the business, basically, in order to be trusted on that level. Because they're gonna ask they're gonna ask their agent, you ever heard of this fucking people? Like, is there any reason why I should trust these people? No, they're just some fucking random couple who wants a house. No. They may be the most trustworthy people in the world, but they don't have assets. They don't have a reputation to maintain, See, that real estate guy who's been in the business, he's more likely to get those kinds of deals because when you have that reputation to maintain, it's just like when you go and drop off your car at a mechanic shop. They're not just going to fucking drive it to Mexico and, shit like that. Because somebody might hear about these things and then they would no longer have an automotive shop. Well, same thing with a guy who's trusted in real estate. People are more likely to let him broker a deal or basically take over a property so that he can rent it out, right? Effectively making him a title-holding property manager, and they'll get their retirement money or whatever because their kids don't want their house. Good morning. good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever the fuck you are. Just as long as it's not in a gulag. Because, well, nothing could be good about that morning. So in case you are in a gulag, I wasn't trying to taunt you. Well, I might have been, but yeah. I'm kidding. I would never taunt someone in a gulag. I would sure as hell taunt the people running them. So I've already gone through the marvelous redneck story and several permutations of Timey Kangaroo Down parody. And now I'm just sort of talking about fucking real estate, man. So I've been seeing my designs for modular buildings, namely flood-proof modular buildings around here because of all the extensive flooding that this area is prone to. And also as a strategic method of preserving the coastline. In a multi-prong approach. A multi-prong, self-funding approach. Okay? But I've always known to make it happen, and the big self-funding aspect of that is going to be leveraging the absolute cutting edge in real estate practices. And by that I mean looking at everybody's past mistakes and not fucking making any of them. And I might even try to get with Grant and get him to make a specific type of training course that I have in mind. And he's going to see it. He's going to see gold once I tell him. I ain't seen the motherfucker for 20 years, but, well, I'm going to show him the money, so he's going to fucking come see me. He tells his story about, back when he was 25. I'm like, oh yeah, back when I met you. I knew him as being just a guy that hung out at a couple bars there. When I would go and, like, my mom would park me at the fucking bar and, whatever, give me some buffalo wings or whatever. Fuck. And I saw that change in him the last time I saw him. He was so fucking party hardy. He thought I was somebody who used to play baseball with him. I was just fucking at the Acadian Internet Cafe, I think. Or maybe I was at Zeppelin's, but I was over towards Zeppelin's. Zeppelin's right here. Acadian Internet Cafe was here. And I was walking across the street, going back to the Coffee Bean or something like that. Anyways, the last stop is right there across the street, and then Uncle Larry's, the bar where I knew him from, was right there. And I just kind of saw him walking from Uncle Larry's to the last stop. And I don't think I've ever seen a happier motherfucker. He had just got some kind of fucking deal where he was celebrating, man. He was celebrating. Not too hard. You know, he wasn't drunk as shit or anything. But he was just on top of the world. You could see it. And I was just walking across the street with my fucking guitar case, and he just comes up to me, "Hey, man, what's going on?" I'm like, "Oh, how's it going, bro?" I wasn't even on like a first name basis with it. It was just guy at the bar, you know. So that's funny. Did everybody see those chats that just came in? The guy just came in and say Allah Akbar or whatever, and then did the explosion thing. And now he's back as soon as I talk about him. I'm waiting for the next thing that you say that will indicate just what a chicken shit little cunt you are. You know, because I'm kind of tired of the generic ways I belittle and embarrass you fuckers when you try to pull this shit. I mean, the fact that y'all don't know how stupid you're being every time you do this, oh, it's almost comforting. Yeah, you see they're not there? You see his chats aren't there anymore? That's why I always keep an extra camera handy and screenshot shit like that. I can't wait to like actually have a shelf that I can just display all of my outdated electronic shit on. I don't even know where my fucking V90 modem is anymore. So anyways, is there another new friendly back, or is that just the troll sitting there mouth breathing? All internet trolls are mouth breathers. That's how they keep their keyboards from overheating. Provides lubrication. Oh. Oh, that was enough. That was enough. He left. It's good to be the king. My whole body's wagging. I shouldn't do this. It's eventually gonna hurt my back. Don't get too excited, Hoss. I wonder if he's wiping off his keyboard right now. And he's like still mouth breathing while he does it. It's just a never ending cycle and just fogging it up and drooling on it. Because, you know, that's what multi-generational inbreeding looks like. Hold on. Mouth breather. What is the secret of your small penis? What? Oh, no. It was supposed to be the secret of his pent up rage. But I went and let the secret out. Oops. Oh, man. I've got a plan. But I don't know if my plan is as good as this guy. I can't wait to watch this right here. An hour and 8 minutes long. Fuck, but $10,000. And this guy got to 52 units in 10 years. That means that was 52 places that he was renting out, starting with $10,000. Oh yeah, coffee. Ooh. Coffee with not quite enough milk in it because I wanted it to be warm. Oh shit. I'm splurting. In fact, there's all kinds of shit happening that ain't supposed to. Hold on. I guess this makes me a juggalo. Okay, no time for corny jokes. Ow. Sorry for all the grunting and shit. Just, you know, being me kind of hurts. I have waited too long to get the skimmer filter. JBJ grabber is still working good. And speaking of updated data points, I'm about to do the last bit of marine buffer. I have been very much underusing this stuff for some time now, okay? And what I've been basically doing is keeping an eye out for a wave effect, all right, without actually doing anything empirical. I'm gonna go without this for a while. Starting now. It's been down to every 2 weeks that I've been adding like a teaspoon, like not even a teaspoon, like a half a teaspoon, because I've been so low on it and haven't really had the extra money. Every time I think I'm gonna have the money, it's nah. Oh yeah, the cell phone bill's 2 months past due. We kind of stretch it out every year, and then catch up with tax returns, kind of. That's sad. fiscal year 2018, 2017, I haven't really spent any fucking money on these fish tanks. It was just before Donald Trump ran the primary, and I was going from making a couple $100 a month and doing well, making a plan to keep it up, right? And I bought all these fucking fish tanks and kept upgrading them and upgrading them. And then my views kept tanking. And all I could do was just try to shift the channel to fish tanks only, maybe, and go to my other channel for doing political stuff. But I could only resent over and over again the fact that my revenue would only go up a little and my views would tank. People come here for the truth, not for my fucking fish tanks. Okay? Unless they have very little money, but a whole lot of love for saltwater tanks. Anyways, let me get back to what I was doing. Oh yeah, sat like that for too long. Ooh. Okay. Oh goody, it actually came off this time. See these little Venturi impeller injection skimmers? They certainly are more powerful than a bubble skimmer. Speaking of bubble skimmers. What? Fuck. Well, that's just not supported the way it's supposed to be. Poor pin that. Lee's countercurrent protein skimmers with the little wooden block. They not only work in salt water, they work really fucking well. So what those things are is what amounts to just ancient technology. Oh, it's like digging up an Albed Machina and putting it on your fish tank, man. I think, people still use them, mostly in fresh water too. But it takes an old school guy like me just to give him a chance for modern marine building, breeding. And fuck, I can't wait to get more of them. Lots more of them. You want to talk about energy efficiency? Just hook up a bank of those suckers to one air pump. Now that's a sump. Just a 20-gallon long with fucking Lee's protein skimmers stuck to the glass on both sides. Then have your refugium. All right. Hold on one second. Wife's walking up.
Yeah.
She is violated by the cold, as I was.
Somebody left the freezer door open outside.
The wind must have been blowing towards the house when you opened it earlier, because there was just like this wave, and I was like just stuck like this.
Yeah, the wind is kind of vicious. Just a bit. Sorry, we were planning our day.
I had to do like a Hotto number 88 Donkey or something. I don't know. I tried and failed. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be racist. But this is probably about as racist as I get. I don't think it is really racist. Maybe bullying. Maybe bullyish. There we go. She's bullying me back. But I can't do anything but laugh when I see a video of a guy giving advice. Just happens to be a Chinese guy whose last name is Wong. Don't listen to him. You already know he's Wong. Sorry. I mean, he could be right,
But he's probably wrong.
but you already know he's Wong. I couldn't get that out of my head. You're listening to the Wong advice. Yeah, that happened yesterday. I know exactly where, too. That's up in 1960. That's a very heavily trafficked street. Like school buses up and down, everything. It connects Cypress through Sugar Land and everything to Highway 6. Crosses 59, well, it starts at 59, goes through Katy Freeway. Starts as a little road for a little while, FM. Three toddlers in the back seat. Guy was shot in the head. was still alive last I heard. Inflatable paint spray booth.
From China.
From China. Huh. Interesting. Oh, I'm starting to formulate strategies. Okay, so that's number 1 and number 2. I guess I should just write those down. Anybody else in America or any country in the West? Think it's about time we out-Chinaed the Chinese? We need to build stuff, man. Period. Anyways. So let's see what's going on other than AOC said something and everybody's talking about it. It's almost like she's the new Trump. I know, that's a horrible insult. Acting Attorney General. Supposed to testify. NBC. Good job starting the live one early on that one. You see, the thing is, he's going to show contempt of Congress. Excuse me. Sorry. He's going to show contempt of Congress by refusing to testify without having actually legally cited executive privilege. See, it's no problem if you want to. And this is usually done without anybody knowing about it, except executive privilege. But Schiff was brilliant in the way he announced this whole subpoena process and got the public's attention to the ongoing process. Putting pressure on them to basically say if they do the executive privilege thing, everybody's going to know about it now. It's not, you know, we sent you a request on paper and you sent us a executive privilege thing back, right? He announced it, so now, basically, if they cite executive privilege, that's going to be announced in kind. And now now NBC, excuse me, NBC proper, NBC News, is watch live. Acting Attorney General Wes Whitaker testifies at House hearing. Formatted for no ... It's just a nice little reminder. Yeah, he's supposed to be testifying today. Let's see if he testifies today. I wonder if they'll make the calculation. Oh, jeez. better stuff down my trash can before it fucking goes everywhere. Oh, some of it already has. Jeez. Oh, okay. Stuff that down there. Sort of tile the top with cigarette packs there. Now the cats can just jump through the hole under my little table. Anyways. So what was I saying? Do you remember, dear? Oh. Yeah. What the hell was I talking about, Lacey? Whoever's still here. Are you fucking kidding me? Did that work? Is that the cat? Probably the cat. Is the screen working? It just acted like it was going to give me the reconnect prompt, and then the reconnect prompt never came. Hello, boys and girls. You could please leave in the comments whether or not you can see how stupid I look right now. What is your name again? And I apologize if I've actually asked you before. I just can't remember. I'm fucking horrible with names. What's mine? I don't even know.
I saw a funny meme about your name the other day. It had me cracking up laughing.
Nothin or Sean?
Sean.
Sean.
Why is Dean spelled D-E-A-N but pronounced Dean, but Sean is S-E-A-N but pronounced Sean? Should it be seen? Meme? Seen?
Okay, third grade bully meme.
It had me cracking up laughing. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's a good question, and there actually is an answer to it, but
I'm gonna get ready for my day.
it's actually directly tied to hidden history. of course you have the fake explanation on top of that, that Jays are supposed to be Ys. Sorry about that. I can't possibly see why. The internet's supposed to be working smoothly right now. I'm not streaming on any devices or anything like that. Again, fucking top tier cable internet here. Yeah, top tier cable, not no DSL, not satellite, nothing, fucking no cellular Wi-Fi access, no, none of that. Fucking cable modem with a router, okay? So what's slowing it down? Same thing that always slows down cable modems with routers. Bullshit spyware running in the background. Hackers. That kind of thing. What's the only app I have on this phone? What's the only app running? What's the only apps that I ever use? YouTube. YouTube Studio. And now it says 0 people watching. And now it's back to 1. Okay. If you don't want to say your name, just like tell me whether to address you as a sir or a ma'am, because like that's fucking awkward. I don't want to be like implying you have like parts that you don't, you know, basically. I do not currently speak a language that is conducive to conversation that is lacking in those particular data points. Martin, okay, cool. So that would be a sir, correct? Okay. So anyways, let me fucking write down my little strategy points before I forget them there. Because, oh yeah, they're relevant, like to each other and everything. Almost as if I'll have like some sort of a coherent flow to my presentation. Unlike a certain person's State of the Union address. You know, I sit here half awake and with other mental impairments, distractions. No teleprompter. And I managed to speak a lot less disjointedly than that fucking State of the Union was. Just went from one place to the next over and over again. But anyways, see what I was talking about earlier about this thing that I need to make sure I write down now so I don't forget it later. Um, you know, it's about being in frame of focus right now. I may be struggling because I'm, you know, just waking up and whatnot, and a little thrown off as far as my sleep schedule will go, having actually slept at night for a change. And my body just wants more because it's nice and cool in the house. Oh, the AC was out for 2 days, so I wasn't sleeping. But I managed to, even in this state, be able to focus my mind in at least one area and keep it there. And one would think that writing stuff down the way I'm trying to right now, the way, you know, a speechwriter's supposed to when they put it in the fucking teleprompter at the State of the Union, would be would be a little conducive to staying on topic, but no, not in Trump's case. But this is cool, and while I'm focused on it right now, I'm focused on it, you know. And anytime I'm focused on this general topic, you know, I can go back and remember something. But in 12 hours or so after doing a lot of other shit, I'm not going to remember this at all. Not just on will, you know. I'm not just like, oh, what was that thing I was thinking of earlier? Oh, what was it about? Well, anybody? No. So yeah. The first thing was secrecy. Second thing was real estate. And the third thing was China. I think I figured out the secret of the underpants gnomes. It just happened to be step 2. Because let me tell you, no matter what step 1 is, if step 2 is invested into real estate, step 3 will be profit. Unless you're a moron, of course. And, you know, just bear in mind, I set the bar pretty high. Or I set the bar pretty hard, depending on how much of a moron I am at the given moment. I set the bar pretty hard. Yeah, I just had to go back to that because that was just going to sound too funny. The bar pretty hard. Hard. Okay, anyway. Kick out of my own speech impediment for a second. I'm not a moron, I just play one on fake TV. And I didn't always have this fucking speech impediment. This is hardly a speech impediment, just like, I used to be a lot better about not stuttering and enunciating and things like that. Now I have 2 actual impairments, and it's fucking frustrating. First, you know, 400 plus pound fat guy stomping on your fucking head while you're sleeping. That kind of gave me a little bit of a stutter. And then as I've consciously worked through that over the years, didn't catch that one. I've had to deal with the effects of my wisdom teeth coming in while I was homeless, and basically impacting and crunching everything together and pushing out all my fillings and root canals. And now I have kind of a tense lipness when I speak. It's kind of like an old person. Me. So I have to consciously try to keep my cheeks away from my fucking teeth, where I have to hold them to try to, like constantly keep my mouth clean. Whereas, let me just put it into perspective why I'm whining about this. And I know it's whining. I know it's whining. I used to have such great confidence in my ability to cold read and debate and answer that the parish or county talented manager, Hernandez, the guy that gave me special treatment, was the gifted manager. She was the, they don't call it a manager, but the person in charge of the whole thing, was really good friends with the theater teacher at my school, and would co-sponsor productions and like visit. And Muth and Kistner, I was pretty much friends with both of them. Like they would let me come hang out after I was done IT work, instead of having to go back to class if there was any time left. In the drama department. Yeah. Well, Kistner called me up when I was a dropout, I think, before I came back the next year. Had a gig for me on Tulane Radio. That's the college radio station, Tulane University. And needed me on a moment's notice to come to this rehearsal. Where I was to play a small bit role. At the actual performance. But this was the rehearsal. And two of the other people weren't going to fucking be there. And the reason why she needed me for this small bit role, which was the guy that tells Henry Higgins that she was a coppa's narc. Which Miss Muth had fun coaching me with. She was a coppa's narc, sir. You gotta say, knock, knock. They had Freddie, the boyfriend of Liza, and Liza's father. Just weren't gonna make it. And this all changed really quickly for me. Right, basically on the way to them fucking picking me up to bring me to this rehearsal. And one of the reasons why it depresses me so much, how I fucking stutter, is that experience right there just quintessentialized how fucking down I had the shit. And you know, it wasn't a natural talent. It was like I worked hard to be able to be a fucking speaker, you know? And now I have to say fucking way too much to kind of fill in the thoughts. I don't know. I don't know why I say fucking so much. Maybe, you know, years of homelessness and living in the ghetto and shit probably had something to do with it, but it is frustrating saying it without realizing it. Almost as frustrating as the stuttering. Because I'm sitting in here with a bunch of paid professional, mostly older actors. I'm the only teenager in the room. And I'm doing 3 different characters and 3 different regional British accents. Because Freddie and Liza's father were from different fucking parts of London. Actually, Liza's father was more like a Welshman. So you had to get almost like you were on the boat to Australia to really impersonate him. But Freddie, he was a proper English gentleman. See, I stuttered. Pisses me off. And just off the fucking cuff, man. Lots and lots and lots of lines. Just focus. To get that kind of shit out of my face these days, I have to be like in a really like prayerful state. I have to just rely on God completely to say what I'm going to say for me through my face. Kind of like that. That just now. Just like, hey, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Show me how it works right now. And look, I didn't fucking stutter, did I? If I start thinking about what I'm going to say, oh, traffic jam. And I actually get, if I try to change frames of thought, like the reason why I'm writing this down, or wrote this down. Hey, look, I wrote it down. If I was to say, suddenly be asked a question about, like, what I'm doing later today, I would get physical pain in my fucking, because I'm thinking about intellectual, timeless shit right now, you know. Even going into thinking about how to fix a car right now would, oh, yep, ow. That's kind of scary. But, you know, I've been surviving on fucking magic for some time, so I can only be I can only be scared enough to be prepared. You know? And you should be prepared anyway, so being a little scared is sometimes healthy. Did somebody eat all your food? No. You got food in your fucking bowl. What are you doing pouncing on the bag? That wasn't surprise. That was offense. Like, oh, no, they fucking didn't. You'll see when something surprises me, because I'll sit perfectly fucking still. My eyes will just get big. That's fear for me. Like, oh, based on my training and knowledge of predators, I must first observe before I make a single move. And then I must, like a ninja, slowly reach for the nearest weapon. How about you? Yeah, that's 2 how about yous on one broadcast. See? Just added value. Keeping it classy all the way to Christmas and whatnot. I think the most disjointed I ever get when speaking is either from distraction or when usually I can handle a distraction, or I can handle when I stop to make fun of myself and then move on. But when I stop to make fun of myself and then get distracted, it usually fucks me up. But I don't have a teleprompter. We have some morning coffee burps coming now. See, added value. Yeah, why not? Fucking. Yeah, at least I try to mute it for farts. I'm not going to sit here and pretend to be like the one fucking guy pushing 40 that doesn't fart in the morning. Come on. You think all celebrities have their assholes sewn shut? Yeah. Not that I'm calling myself a celebrity. The only way I get famous is by people fucking pretending to be me. Plagiarism is a hell of a drug. But other than those instances, it's the avoidance of plagiarism that causes me to be disjointed when I do things like this. I already pretty much explained secrecy. Yields. No PowerPoint. Which, makes me sound 90 as hell, but whatever. Well, I mean, I started to learn the fucking 2008 Longhorn server share thing. And now, yeah, see, share thing. I can't even think of the name of it because they just didn't stick with it and brand it. And stuff. Now I don't even know what the hell. It's the cloud. No, it's the cloud. Everything's got to be the cloud. That is such a fucking peacetime solution. It scares the shit out of me. It's great for protecting against, your little college kid who gets curious. Great for protecting against, corporate hirees, independent hackers, mercenaries. But all it takes is one spy on the inside. And then it becomes a whole different level of vulnerability, you fucking idiots. Just think about that. Just think about how much danger the cloud gives you when it comes to a spy. A spy, one spy, one, just one got past your fucking guard. And I know there's more than one, especially at Google. And Google's the biggest fucking cloud competitor there is for Microsoft. It's the iCloud, the Google Cloud, and Microsoft Cloud. And if you're not a dumbass, guess which one you use. But I don't have anything in my data pool to convince me or to even indicate that Microsoft is lacking that one spy. Okay? So let me just intellectualize this a little more for you where I was going. For those who don't automatically know, for those who aren't people at Interpol and Microsoft who fucking watch this broadcast, who aren't just going like, oh shit, he's right. Mistake. Actually, they've been doing that for years at Microsoft. Because this is not a new rant of mine. And guess who the first ones I gave it to were? I'll go to the people you spend a lifetime working with. Fuck. They're the only ones who listen. Except for Honda, but Honda never fucking does anything for me. Give me a free CRV. No, give me a free passport. Give me a free passport. Anyways. Was I being a little disjointed in my statements? Well, I'm not making a fucking State of the Union address, am I? So, the old method of storing data before the cloud, basically, put a little bit of everything everywhere. That's what it is. It's a little bit of everything everywhere. It's about access. It's about permissions. Okay? The one spy before the cloud, when things were compartmentalized, could only get access to what the fuck he had access to. And it was localized. So access could be, guess what? Tracked. Linearly. And then we had the bright idea. Let's just put everything everywhere. Because it's cheaper? Are you fucking kidding me? It's intentional abuse. It's intentional disregard. Intentional neglect at the very least. Intentional neglect of basic security responsibilities for anybody who's saying that they're fucking securing data. The whole idea of a cloud. It's designed to reduce liability. It's a fraud. You see, not only is it less secure, but there's virtually no fucking accountability. It wasn't me, it was the cloud. And now you don't have a fucking IT guy to blame, but you don't have an IT guy to fix things, do you? You get to call your cloud people, because all your data's on the cloud, not on a fucking server where it belongs. And if somebody hacks your cloud data, there's no telling where the fuck they hacked it from, because they never had to access your server. They never had to make a connection to anything fucking necessarily even in America. Your shit might be in Belgium. Tell you what, you want a cloud? Buy a server, put it in your office. Buy a server, put it in your house. Use an IPsec tunnel. Swap fucking network drives. There, you got your fucking cloud. Good morning, Mr. Conway. Oh, good afternoon for you. So, the thing is, the cloud has its uses, but we don't have enough layers of security. Okay? We're too concerned about speed to make things secure enough to even be using cloud data for transactions. Now, for transactions, oh, it's fucking brilliant. And that's why they've gone through so much trouble to take it off, okay? But for data, for secure data, for EOD reporting even, okay? End of day, like, you know, accounting, right? You see, everything sharing up in the cloud can mean that something withdraws from your account from an internet charge from Hulu, and then you go and swipe your card and it's declined, instead of them both going through and you get an SF. Okay, so the cloud's good for the instant coordination of transactions, all right? However, when it comes to where that data gets stored at the end of the day, to have it compile then on the cloud is a stupid mistake. What you need to have done is it compiles into a secure server locally with a proxy server in between it and everything, okay? And then you delete all that information off the cloud. And the way I would do this, if I were, say, the United States government, you know, is have a periodic update interval where the cloud backs up to these servers proprietarily. Okay, the people who own that data back up their own fucking data off of the cloud. Every 5 minutes, every 15 minutes, something like that, okay? And then it gets deleted. No longer on the cloud. If I use my fucking credit card, okay, it goes to the cloud and it fucking stays there. And the companies track it on the cloud. The companies keep their side of it on the cloud. That's just wrong. I should use my data. I should use my credit card. The data should be sent to the relevant entities on the cloud. And then there should be a periodical fucking windshield wiper that comes through and just, okay, you know, Discover Card, Bank One, Pizza Hut. Everybody does their little backups. Squeegeed. And there's some layers on top of that that could further secure that process that are very technical and I won't get into. But doesn't that sound like a better way that things should be going than everything being on the fucking cloud? Do you like knowing that everything that you've done is on the cloud and not your bank's private fucking server, basically? Because they don't have servers anymore. They have cloud access. I'm just guessing, because, you know, chances are where you work, you can see. They've probably switched to cloud access, too. Everybody's going cloud. Everybody, oh, you just pay monthly and you don't have to have an IT guy anymore? Oh, yeah, sign me up. Let me fire somebody else and reduce another job. You know, when God has to speak to you as if you're a child and say, don't sell your soul to the devil, and then you think that you're too grown up for that kind of logic, you should at least be careful that you don't wind up playing out the metaphor that was implied by the person who thought he was speaking to a child. When you do something more profitable, easier, advantageous, at the expense of others, that's stupid. That's unwise when it comes to protecting your nation, your family, your tribe. You are selling your soul. You want to know why? Because God's smarter than you. If you haven't fucking noticed. And when you sell out, you sell your soul in that you damn the future of your very posterity. You doom the future of the land that you long to reincarnate in, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. To call someplace home is to say, not that you want to die and be buried there, but deep down that you want to be reborn there. And when you go and say,
Hello. Yes.
I'm going to do everything I can to increase my reward in this life, at the sacrifice of my children's lives, of my grandchildren's lives, and of any future life that I might have, guess what? You sold your soul to the devil. Sorry you weren't listening, child. I was speaking in terms that you could understand. And you just wound up proving me right. You should have realized you were a child when you heard those words. But because you didn't heed them, meditate upon them, reflect on their meaning, a child you remain. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and roll on out this bitch. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. And as always, don't forget to click the like button. Make sure your subscriptions and notifications are all copacetic. And I'll be on probably later tonight. I don't know what my sleep schedule is doing lately, but the AC being, half-ass has certainly interfered with my regularity. Anyways, speaking of regularity, I gotta go.
I'm sure that's more than they wanted to know.
I was just making a joke. I already went. Wait, what? Now that's more than they wanted to know.
Well, I wanted to know. I'm married to you.
Wah, wah, wah.